So I guess some of y'all are starting to notice a certain team is number one in the East that nobody really picked to be number one in the East. Everybody picked the Knicks, the Knicks. Even though the Knicks are a one-man man team. I don't think I said that right. But pretty much the Knicks are a one-man team. Jalen Brunson. And everybody focuses on Jalen Brunson. And therefore, they're not as good as everybody thinks they are. Because nobody, well, I can't say nobody else steps up. But some people just tend to, disappear when they really need them. Right? And I kind of saw that. The only game I really saw them play. I saw them play 2 games. I saw them play against Minnesota. It might have been last week. But the game I actually saw them play all the way through was against the Bucks. And just towards the end of that game, the defense just zeroed on Jalen Brunson because no one else can really, can create their own shot. They thought Karl Anthony Towns was supposed to be that, but he just disappears too much. So, not the Knicks, but everybody else is saying Cleveland, and Cleveland, they have their own problems in their cells right there. And then after that, the Bucks are struggling right now. Everybody was talking about Atlanta, but I knew Atlanta wasn't going to do well. And then the other team people was talking about was the Magic and whatever with them. But no one picked the Detroit Pistons except for Piston fans, their own selves. This year so far, they are now 13-2. 13-2. Points per game, 118.9. That's 13th. Opponents' points per game, 112.1. 4th in the league. Their offensive rating, 117.3. 12th in the league. Defensive rating, 110.6. That is number 2 in the league so far. So this team can play defense. Offensively, it's whatever. And you look at this roster, people probably knew. Let's say the player that I don't know. I can't say people. The player that people know the most might be Cade Cunningham, which is pretty much leading this team. Everyone else is pretty much a bunch of role players at this point. I don't even think they have Jaden Ivey yet. I don't think he's came back from his injury. But this team is apparently well coached. And I thought Cleveland getting rid of JB Bickerstaff out of Cleveland was a mistake. And apparently it wasn't. Worked out for both teams so far. It worked out both for Cleveland and the Detroit Pistons. Previously, last season, the Pistons were, see how much of an improvement this was. Last year, the Pistons were 115.5, 12th in the league, 113.6, 14th in the league when it comes to opponents' points and points per game. Offensive rating was 115, even, 16th in the league. Defensive rating was 113.1, 11th in the league. And they finished with a record of 44-38 last season before losing 6 games to the New York Knicks. That's a big improvement. What they can improve in this season is scoring. Trying to look at the averages of everybody on this team so far. Oh shoot, let's see here. When it comes to leading scorers on this team, 27.3 by Cade Cunningham, 20.6 points per game by Jalen Duren, and after that it's like they got a couple of people averaging double figures in points. Tobias Harris, he averages 13.5. Duncan Robinson averages 12.7. Isaiah Stewart 11.1. Dennis Jenkins 11.8. So they have basically 6-7 people that can score in double figures, averaging double figures, I should say, per game. Jalen Durant actually is averaging 20 and 11. Something that is well needed in this league. Something the Bucks don't have is rebounding. I don't think anybody on the Bucks, with the exception of Giannis, is averaging double figures in rebounding, or at least up to 8 or 9 rebounds a game, which is a big no-no. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe Miles Turner might be averaging almost 9 or 8, but you need more from him. But back to the Detroit Pistons. But this team was just well coached by J.B. Bickerstaff. He had Cleveland well coached before he was let go, and now he has this team well coached. It seems like with every incarnation of the Detroit Pistons defense, which should be every team's focal point, it's the same focal point with this Detroit Pistons team defense. I don't know why everybody gets, offense is neat, but everybody gets so caught up in offense. Defense is the reason why this team is 13-2 on the season. Will they keep this pace up? Probably. Right now, Detroit sports is in a revival, sort of say, because the Tigers are just in the playoffs. We know how the Lions are. We'll see how long that lasts. And now you got the Pistons in revival. I don't know about the Red Ring. I don't follow hockey that much, so if somebody follows hockey, is the Detroit Red Wings good? If so, it's a new day in Detroit when it comes to sports. But do I think the Detroit Pistons can get to the NBA Finals this year? No. It's going to be a lots of trickery and black satanic dark magic when it comes to the refs. When it comes to these I wouldn't say lesser known teams. Detroit Pistons is not a lesser known team, but when it comes to teams that don't have that top 5 superstar on their team, they tend to get shafted. Or teams who are small market teams tend to get shafted by the refs. That's better words right there. But we'll see what happens with this Detroit Pistons team. Just a couple years ago, 6 years ago, now I remember them in a brand new stadium getting swept by my Milwaukee Bucks. And over the last 20 years, how many times? Well, the last 15 years, they ain't even been to the playoffs like 1 or 2, 3 times. So I know Pistons fans are hoping for a revival of what was going on in the early 2000s, or even the Bad Boys Pistons. Do I think this team will be the Bad Boys Pistons? I don't know. You got Isaiah Stewart on there causing a ruckus. We'll still see. But anyways, tell me what you guys think.